let's not wait further ado because naa na gyud ang ato ang isa sa mga kandidata sa Miss Philippines Earth Mindanao Search for 2025. And we will welcome sa isa sa mga kandidata. Well, it's the fourth candidate that we will meet. All the way representing Panabo City, Davao del Norte, Jillian Volleyball. Maayong gabi, mabuhay ug madayaw.
Mabuhay madayaw sa Juliet.
Yes, oo. So, let's proceed na sa ato ang pakigano. Abi-abi sa imuha ni ining mga orasa. For those who are just watching, kindly give your opening statement as usual. Your name, your age, where do you represent?
Okay, so mabuhay ug madayaw again. I am Julian Catarina Volleyball, 19 years of age, from the banana capital of the Philippines, Panabo City.
Alright, welcome sa ato ang pagpanaguban-uban. And take note, all of the questions that you will hear from me are impromptu o walay script kay because I don't want to ruin the momentum sa ato ang mga viewers nato karon no. We will straighten up sa ato ang unang pangutana. Likely 5 questions rabaya ang akong i-share or depende kung maprolong ang ato ang interview tungod daghang mga questions that they might ask from you. But first and foremost, ato nang hatagan og bili for one ingon natong question which is in regards to our Mother Earth. Listen carefully sa akong ipangutana nimo. In the light of some recent events that our animals living in the wildlife are extinct at this juncture, or likely if the future generations would discover something that they shouldn't be kept along from the captivity just so they can bring it as pets. The question is, how will our youth and future generations to understand that some animals or mammals that are extinct shouldn't be kept just for being pets in their homes?
Well, for that question po, sir, thank you for that, by the way. Well, I think in that sense, we should always be, we should do actions to help our instinct animals. Let us work together with our local government unit or with the various organizations to have or to propose or initiate some stricter policy making or decision making processes, and also to strengthen the implementation when it comes on that aspect po. So that we could be able to help our animals so that they could live a life that is relevant, since nowadays our animals, especially our eagles or there are different animals who needs or who needs to take who needs to have or taken good care of. So we individuals, we humans, we should always have this maybe a contribution to their life also. Or let us not just pet them just for fun. Let us give them the life that they deserve.
All right. Thank you so much for answering my first impromptu question. So let's proceed with our second question. Again, for the benefit of our viewers, this is an impromptu one-on-one special interview for those who just tune in. The next one is likely our youth today is kind of like they are very fond in looking at the mountainous areas, and also there are places that are protective for our mother nature, such as the gardens. But however, in some aspects, that most of the uh, most of the nature that is given to us were sometimes neglected in terms of protecting it, and sometimes the hikers would let their garbage left behind that are in the places that aren't supposed to be in. The question, how will our youth today would understand that our mountainous areas which are protected, that we shouldn't let our garbage left behind on the part of protecting it, and it would cause havoc in some areas that are not supposed to have it thrown away in areas that are not for disposal.
Well, thank you for that, Sir Julian. Well, as a woman of the earth, I will encourage the hikers, so definitely all the people to think or bear in their mind that what we do to our nature is, or what our actions towards our nature, our environment is a mirror reflection of what we are doing to ourselves. And I believe that if we throw garbages, since we already knew that we humans, we knew what to do, what are the right decisions, what are the right actions to do. So let us use our minds to think critically that all those things or no, all those negative actions that we've done towards our environment could cause us negative impact, could cause us maybe floods, maybe landslides. So let us always be the agents of change, not the dumbbell of the society. Let us be aware of our actions. Let us be responsible and know the consequences behind our actions. And as a woman of the earth, also and as an eco warrior, I urge you all to work in unity, um, actively participate, and be knowledgeable enough when it comes on how to protect, conserve, and preserve our mother nature, especially our mountains.
All right. Thank you for answering our second question. Let's proceed with our third question. As usual, likely we wanted to give on with our friend here. So let's likely, it is in relation with our forests. Likely, it's the third question that I like to ask. Years ago, there is one. There's one public parks that are not that are meant for photo shoots, but it is not meant to have a photo shoot or for the purpose of doing a film or such that it is naked. I think it is specifically in Bucare, Leon, Iloilo. So the question that I like to raise up is, uh, although that there are forests that needed to be protected, but it is with the prior permission from the forest ranger or so for constant communication, with rules and regulations neglected, how we'll be able that most of us would be aware of the do's and don'ts for photo shoots, or especially there are uh, films or video entries that needed to be given prior permission, whether if it's let's just say a movie that is for the environment, or some movie that is in relation to a love life, or some family oriented short film, without the need to harm its natural resources.
On that circumstance po, sir, I do believe that if that certain area or that forest have its own rules and regulation or policy, then the people who visit there should respect, and maybe they would look for other places so that they could shoot for their own benefit. And I think in that way we could be able to take good care, and also we could be able to respect also our environment. And that way they could strive more, our environment could strive more, they could we could also be careful enough with our actions. And by respecting our environment and also by respecting the rules and regulations, we could be also we could possibly become an inspiration for others.
All right. Thank you so much for answering the third question. Well, it's going to be a one-on-one anyway because it is an hour, a lengthy hour of our discussion. But it will depend on whatever we can discuss, but we will not gonna ruin the momentum as the fans wanted to know about you and also the other candidates. Anyway, the fourth question that I would like to ask, it is in relation to the ongoing elections. Many people nowadays that they look a candidate that is personality wise and the platform of governments which are consistent. However, not all candidates have their inclusion of the platform of government, which is also the protection and conservation of our mother nature and ecosystems. The question which we would like to ask, how will our electorate, the candidates, and the voters should understand about the importance of including their agendas and platform of government, which is to protect, conserve, and preserve our planet?
Well, as a student in Bachelor of Public Administration and as someone who lives in Panabo City, I am very proud to tell that here in Panabo City, we are very fortunate to have great leaders who never cease to provide proactive solutions when it comes on policy making, decision making, or implementation. And I would like to tell all of you guys that our mayor here in Panabo City, Honorable Marcos, he had this joint agenda, and one of his agenda is environmental protection, focuses on environmental protection. He urges a lot of organizations, various organizations here in Panabo City, and also the youth to take part to maybe having actively participate in programs or projects that he will implement or he implemented here in Panapa City. And as someone who has the experience as the Division Federation Supreme Student Government President, I also propose or initiate projects just like tree planting activities, cleanup drives, and coastal cleanup. And as a student leader for 8 years now, I can truly assert that it is very essential that we should incorporate environmental protection advocacies, especially that our election is fast approaching right now. I would like to advise or maybe tell them, our aspirants, that they would have these advocacies or platforms about environmental protection because our world is one thing that we have in common. So let us take good care with it. Let us not forget the or the things that they give to us, the natural resources that our world gave to us. And let us always think that if we could be able to have programs or projects just to address the environmental issues that we are experiencing right now, like climate change, floods, and a lot more, we could be able to work as one together with our leaders. And in that way, we could succumb or overcome any challenge along the way. And that is very relevant, especially that we should always look for those leaders um, who has or embody the characteristics of um, or has the mind for people and the heart for service. And that way, he or she would prioritize the community over personal interests, and she would always or he would always listen to the needs of the people and the needs of the environment and our mother nature.
Alright, thank you sa pagtubag sa ikaupat na kong pangutana nga wala sa script. Okay, Sa ikalima nga pangutana, of course, it is in relation to the pageant. Like it is highly debatable that everyone must know, and it's up to you if you could answer it within. So, just for the benefit of our viewers, for just to, who tune in right now, you're watching the special live interview together with one of the candidates of the Miss Philippines Earth Mindanao 2025, Jillian Bolibol from Panabo City, Davao del Norte. So let's go on sa ikalima nga pangutana. It is quite a debatable question, which I hope that you would answer. If there are some candidates who are not born in their respective localities, which is questionable in some constituents, that they are doubtful that their representation would not meet its expectations in if ever they will win in their respective locality held in a pageantry. The question, is it high time that they will restrict candidates who are not born in the locality to give chance for the women who are born in the respective hometowns in their respective local pageants?
Well, for me, I would respect to the organization if they would restrict their beauty pageant competition. They would restrict it for they would be able to make their guidelines that the woman or this pageant is only for those women who live on that certain locality. However, for me, I would like also to assert that in my own perspective that it is okay that those women coming from different localities to join an open pageant competition, because if ever those candidate is well purposeful enough, she would definitely have the perfect advocacy and know how to dedicate and commit herself to achieve or fulfill the responsibility of as a beauty queen, then there would be no problem at all. As long as she could definitely represent the locality, she could be able to inspire, empowered, and definitely influence her constituents or the individuals of that certain area, then I believe it would be okay if other women from different locality or different hometown will join the pageant of an open pageant competition.
All right. Thank you so much for answering all of the five impromptu questions, of which it is prepared by on my own mind and it's not on my screen. But anyway, we will go on with the segment that we will call like or dislike, because we would like to discuss five topics that I have in mind, and you would explain either a like or a dislike. So, are you ready, Jillian?
Yes, sir.
Okay, here's the first one. The repeal of the mendicancy law, a like or dislike?
Again po, sir.
The repeal, or I'll rephrase it, the repeal or the amendment of the mendicancy law. For context, it is a law that prohibits of giving alms, or kumbaga maghatag og limos sa mga street dwellers. Is it a like or a dislike? Okay.
Dislike po, sir.
Okay, explain nga nung
Well,
dislike ang pag-repeal or pag-amend sa mendicancy law.
well, I think it is very essential that we should teach our or the people. Let us not forget them the essence of hard work. Instead of maybe um, giving them monies or maybe giving them what they need. let's just invest on job opportunities for them to be able to strive on their own feet, to strive in their own lives, and to have their own survival. So that I believe that I truly believe on this quote, which is all about give a man a fish and you would feed him for a day. But if you teach a man how to fish and you would feed him for a lifetime. So instead of just giving someone money or maybe or what they need just for a day, instead, why just we um, make them or help them in a sense that it could have a long-term impact to their life?
All right, thank you. The next topic I would like to discuss, it's either a like or dislike. Let's see what I can think about. Ah, here it is. The amendment for the height requirement for the pageantry. The let's for context, the minimum height requirement is 5'4" in height. Is it a like or dislike to amend the requirement for height? Okay, explain why you like to amend or to rephrase the requirements for height in a pageant.
Well, I do respect the guidelines of those organizations who have this standards when it comes on height. But for me, it is okay to have different maybe heights, whether you are 5'4" or less 5'4". However, as long as those candidates or those women have this eagerness, have the stories to tell, and purposeful enough to showcase themselves and to champion their advocacies, then it is okay whether you are not tall enough to join a pageant. To join a pageant, it is okay as long as you are willing to have a good contribution and to have a great impact to the society.
All right, thank you so much for answering the second topic. The third one is here it is. The amendment of the Women's Development Code, if any, in Panabo, is it a like or dislike?
Again po, sir.
Again, amendments, if any, of the Women's Development Code, if there is in Panabo City. Is it a like or dislike? Okay, why is it? Explain.
Well, I would proudly say that here in Panabo, we are having empowered women. We definitely have these programs or projects that is well supported with various organizations. And I truly believe that instead of amending it, I would like to strengthen the implementation or the awareness of this projects that we have here in Panabo City. And as a woman myself, I would like to strengthen and be maybe a speaker, or maybe I would become a spokesperson for those women out there that they would definitely have this platform or the opportunity to become the woman that they want to be, a woman that is purposeful enough, that is dedicated enough, and that can do anything that they want to do. And I believe instead of amending it, I want to strengthen the implementation.
All right, thank you so much for answering the third topic. Let's go on to the fourth topic. If it's either a like or dislike, let's think about it. About the kalisod aning ano fourth topic no, but anyway, here's the fourth one. The abolition of the National Task Force to End Local Communist Armed Conflict, or NTF-LCAC. Like or dislike?
Ano po yun, sir? Hindi ko kasi masyadong
Again,
familiar with it.
the abolition of the National Task Force to End Local Communist Armed Conflict, or EO70. Like or dislike? All right. Why are you against the abolition of the NTF-LCAC?
Well, honestly, sir, I don't have the broader knowledge on it to that topic. However, I think when it comes on maybe it's all about it's for me it's not necessary to abolish the what you said earlier, as long as that certain organization maybe would have a great goal or would have maybe a good contribution to the society, then it is okay, as long as it could have a greater impact and it could have a great or
Okay.
good purpose to the society.
All right. So for context, there are some progressive groups
Mhm.
likely that they wanted to abolish the National Task Force to End Local Communist Armed Conflict due to the fact that the Executive Order number 70, signed by the former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, saying that the EO has done nothing, as if don't address the proper way of instilling peace and stability within the country. And I don't know if you could answer this and explain that in Panabo City, was there any armed conflict, or are they still having the peace and order that has happened here there in your locality, with no presence in the rebel groups?
Well, here in Panabo City, I could proudly say that there is no conflict or wars here. Everyone is striving harder to become progressive, or to become the Panabo City more progressive city. And the Panaboans here is very united. And I think I could probably say that Panabo City is a peaceful city where everyone could definitely enjoy if you could stay here and definitely see what Panabo City has to offer.
All right, thank you for explaining. And I would like to have the the fifth topic I'd like to discuss. For context, let's just say the expansion of Davao Light and Power Company to address its power problem within the province of Davao del Norte, where Nordeco persists its numerous brownouts. Is it a like or a dislike? Okay, so explain why, since ang Panabo City is part of Davao Light.
Yes, sir. I definitely agree with that statement, since if that purpose is will definitely give us good things, then I definitely agree with it. There is no problem upon widening your horizon, or upon widening um, the organization of Davao Light, since it could definitely gives us a more efficient electricity here in Panabo City, or here in Davao del Norte. And I would like to tell you guys that here in Panabo City we have stable electricity, and that is because the Davao Light is doing their best to provide efficient and more stable electricity that they can.
Alright. Magdugang ra ko ga duha ka topics for a like or dislike kani. Here's the sixth one. It is the love sa uyab over love for the environment. A like or a dislike?
Maybe here.
Okay. Skeptical ba ya? Nganong skeptical ka?
Here. I think maybe I would agree with that. I think for me, there is no problem as long as your boyfriend and you are both an eco warrior. You have the goal to definitely take good care with the environment. There is no problem, and I think those choices is not applicable for me. I think as a woman of the earth also that even if you have a boyfriend and that boyfriend would definitely support you when it comes in your advocacies, your dreams in life as a woman of the earth, then there would be no problem at all if you would choose your boyfriend that is also an eco warrior.
All right. The last topic I would like to discuss, which is it's either a like or a dislike. Environmental advocates in politics over personality politics. Is it a like or a dislike? Okay, so ngano you agree with the idea of some environmental advocates in the world of public service under politics?
Well, I definitely believe that as a student leader also for 8 years now, I definitely want to um, tell that our leaders now should always incorporate the environmental advocacies with them with their platforms in order for them to address different issues when it comes to our environment since nowadays we are experiencing a lot of problems especially climate change and climate change calls for urgent action and unrelenting pursuit of solutions and if we have leaders who are well educated enough and maybe dedicated and committed enough to give solutions to address these issues, then it is very good or it is nice to have leaders who are have this dedication to address or to take good care and to have their advocacies when it comes on environmental protection, preserving our environment, and maybe to have an environmental sustainability. Thank you.
All right, so that's about it for the like or dislike segment. So, okay, so para dili mo mabitin ani ang mga nagalantaw sa karon lang naga-tune in, we would like to get a little bit more about you sa imuhang part right before we end this interview. Likely, um, unsa ka, well, a casual conversation ba ta, even at this virtual presence, uh, unsa ka and unsay imong organisasyon nga nalambigit ka right before that you have joined this pageantry?
I am the current Binibining Panabo first runner-up 2025. I've been joining beauty pageants and here in Davao del Norte State College, I won the title Miss Davao del Norte State College 2025 and I've been joining also different organizations, especially when I was in senior high school. I had the chance to become the Division Federation Supreme Student Government President, where I have this general plan of action that is in line with the core values of DepEd, the Makajos, Makatao, Makakalikasan, and Makabansa. And I propose programs and projects just to definitely help our community. And I also joined several community service. I do hosting and I have the chance to become a speaker in a leadership training. I am an 8 years servant now. I am a student leader. And I think that makes me motivated enough to join Miss Earth because I believe that Miss Earth Mindanao is not just about showcasing beauty or toys, but it is about showcasing your stories, what you can do to our Mother Earth, what is your contributions, because a queen's duty goes beyond the crown. And a title means nothing without a heart that serves. And I really want to incorporate my leadership role to this platform, is Earth Mindanao. And I really want to widen my horizon, especially when it comes on um, serving the community, especially our environment.
Alright. Murag familiar kaayo anang ano, ngalan sa inyong eskwelahan kay namanggoy mga interns nga nisulod sa media for the person kay murag maroon siguro ang uniform sa DNSC sa media masayop. Ambot lang kung lahi ba ang inyong uniform sa kurso nga inyong gina-take.
Lahi-lahi po, sir, sa ang amuang uniform jud color green. However, sa media, I don't think if it's the Davao Reef. I
Mm-mm.
think dili ko sure if red ba siya, since the color of our school is definitely green.
Okay, lahi-lahi manggod kay as far as I can remember
Mm.
murag ambot gray or maroon, wala ako kabalo, wala ako kay numdum ato pero basta
Maybe they
naamang
have
gyud
their
basta Davao the Norte State College. Anyway, how
yes.
supportive di ay ang inyong tulunghaan sa kolehiyo ang imong paglambigit sa pageantry and all out support sa imuhang tinguha.
Well, I am proud to say, sir, that I am the first student in Bachelor of Public Administration who reached or who kanang nakuha ang crown sa Miss Davao del Norte State College, and my program chairperson, Sir Glenn. He is very supportive with me when it comes if I join beauty pageants just like this, because yes, beauty pageant is purposeful. It has a platform that could definitely have a significant impact to the community. And I think my school is very supportive with me as well. They give me their full support. Also with the DNSians, they definitely give me their cheers, their supports, they love when it comes to maybe having the my pictures posted. They reacted on it immediately, and that makes me feel loved and supported.
Mm-mm. Alright, na-intrigar ako katong sa inyong eskwelahan because I think that is the school of Mary Bless Aranyo and Laila Pratuma, kung wa ko
Yes.
masayop. So, how inspired yung base masama mo kang Mary Bless anang imong tinguha, especially you are representing your home school?
Well, honestly, sir, they are my inspiration, especially Miss Mary Blas Aranio. We have the same handler, Mama Jo Inglaterra. And I think that it inspires me in a way that Miss Mary Bless, daghan na kayo siyang naadtuan, and with her advocacy, with her purpose, it truly inspires me in a way that I want to be like her. I want also to become a woman that is very empowered, knows what she stands, and I want to become like her.
Yeah, nice kayo. Well, anyway, okay, so I don't want to ruin gyud ang momentum no kay murag mahurot na gyud ang mga pangutana sa well, I just reserve the questions sa mga schedule of activities and so anyway uh mga kaigsunan nato na mga viewers, would like to inform everybody na ang mga schedule of activities i-post na ng gihapon namo sa Miss Philippines Earth Mindanao search Facebook page. And it will be scheduled on a later date with the following schedule of activities, including sa atuang Grand Coronation Night pohon. After elections na ni siya kay para surprise na lang. Anyway, since I don't want to ruin gihapon ang momentum sa ato ang mga kaigsunan and they wanted to meet you soonest, again, your closing remarks sa atong mga panabuan so mga Mindanawon na nakatutok sa ato ang live special interview karon. It's your time to shine, Jillian Bolibol of Panabo City.
So good evening once again, especially for those who are watching right now. I am very grateful that I had this opportunity to be interviewed by Sir Dulier. And I really want to take this opportunity also to thank everybody and support me on this journey, since I really want to dedicate my service when it comes to our environment, to our community, and for you people. And I want you guys to join me hand in hand, because I believe that together we can make difference and we could be the healer, not the destroyer of our environment. So let us be the change makers. Once again, let us be the agent of change, not the dumbbell of the society. And let us be the eco warriors that we want to be. And we need um, people who definitely have a significant impact to our environment. Thank you so much for having with me, Sir Dulier, and thank you so much for listening and watching Kadang Panlive.
Thank you, and I hope to see you sa schedule of activities na kay excited na kayo kung makita ta, wala pa tak nagkita, pero at this juncture, this virtual presence helps a lot within getting to know sa ato ang mga kandidata. This is the fourth candidate that we have interviewed ni ining panahon na. Ay, by the way, kay nag-play naman ko sa inyo ang Panabo City hymn, imong pangalan di ko hikalimtan hangtod sa kahangturan. Yan. Yes, so na-play
Good to hear
naman
that, sir.
ako right before the interview had started na. So anyway, it's honor and privilege na ma-play na nako ang inyohang hymn as a sign of respect kayo. Wala man ta kabalo kung asa gina-representar. Anyway, thank you once again, and I hope we'll see you sa schedule of activities pohon.
Thank you so much po, Sir Dulier.